welcome back to the end of Always Said That podcast. I'm Megan.
I'm JoJo.
I'm Nikki.
And I'm Taylor.
Welcome to episode 7, guys.
We're a whole week.
7.
That's insane.
We're a whole week.
Yeah, so if you want to, feel free to go to our YouTube and watch every video every day of the week.
Sounds like a great plan.
Mm-hmm.
So today, our topic is nostalgic things from the internet?
Yeah.
Question mark?
How our childhood was formed.
Yeah, like we all have a really interesting kind of like perspective on this because we grew up and we didn't really have super evolved technology yet. But then, like, as we got into, like, middle school and stuff, you know, everything started to pick up. So we kind of experienced, like, both ends. So we're going to be talking about, like, playing Wii Sports for the first time. Where were you when you got your first Webkinz?
Or first iPod, I just
Or
thought
first
of.
iPod, yeah. Like, what was on your iPod
Yeah.
shuffle? So stay tuned. It's going to be really fun. But before all of that, we have a little, little debrief for you as usual.
Yeah.
So, Maggie, you want to take it away?
Am I talking about Hunger Talk first to kick it off?
It's number 1.
So, in the past week, I have been involved in a sort of rue on TikTok, I guess.
Ooh.
Because based
Rue,
on my
is that
I don't even know what kind of word that is. But
What'd you say?
Well, that's a character from the Hunger Games.
I know. That's why I thought you did
Rue?
it.
Oh, no.
I thought you meant Rue, like...
that word just seemed like it should be in that sentence.
Rue is like the thing that you, like, used to thicken a mac and cheese.
Or Rue the Day for my car.
You will Neville
Day.
Neville Papperman.
Well, my TikTok For You page thinks that I was, like, a huge Hunger Games fan because in the past week, Hunger Talk has been popping off. All things aside, I have only seen all the movies one time in theaters, and that was it for me. I didn't read the books. I really didn't digest it past that. But according to my TikTok For You page, that thinks that I have been...
You were Katniss Stan.
That I was wearing a side braid every day at
Yeah.
school. I took archery lessons.
I was the side braid girl.
That was my cousin. My cousin did the side braid. She took archery lessons. She had a bow and arrow. That was not me. You have the wrong cousin. So... it's been all over my For You page. So yesterday, I went out on Friday, so I didn't really want to do too much yesterday. So I turned to Taylor and I go, should we watch all of the Hunger Games movies tonight? And we did. Actually, we watched about 2.5 because we did fall asleep during Mockingjay Part 1 due to the fact that it was 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot how good bad the movies are. Like, those were my Twilights.
Is it comparable to, like, the way that Twilight is so bad that it's good? Because I've never
Yeah.
seen any of the Hunger Games movies.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Those were your
first-
Twilights.
No, Twilight was also my Twilight. But
I was going to say, we've definitely talked about Twilight before.
I love Twilight. Love the Hunger Games. That was my Marvel. I read all the books. I was there opening night.
Well,
This is her Joker.
Isn't Marvel your Marvel?
That is true. Okay, well,
You could just like something.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it is. But yeah, really upset. But watching it now, I'm like, Gale was toxic as fuck. Like, he did not deserve. So I remember this. She kissed him and he goes, I knew you were going to do that. And he goes, and she was like, why? I didn't even. And he was like, because I'm in pain. And that's the only way I can get your attention.
He Pavlov dogged her.
Right? He is so toxic.
Yuck.
Fuck Gale. I'm saying it here now.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
never liked him.
I have no idea. Like,
Gale is Liam Hemsworth.
Yes, but what I know, there's a love triangle between them. Who are Gale and Peeta to Katniss?
Gale
Players
is like
in the
her
Hunger Games.
childhood best friend.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Peeta was just some guy she went to school with, didn't
A
really
baker.
know, a baker.
Yeah, and
of
he was in
sorts.
they were in the games,
And then she met him when he got picked for the games.
Okay.
yeah. And then that was their whole shtick in the games. They were these star-crossed lovers to never be because one of them was gonna die, but then they both ended up out of the games together.
Because he worked in a bakery.
Work in a bakery.
Yeah.
That's a Harry Styles quote.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That went hard on edits of when he said I worked in a bakery to like just PETA edit.
Flashing to the whole stadium.
The PETA X Harry edits.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing I've ever seen of PETA online is that meme where he's like the camouflaged rock or whatever it is.
And me and Taylor did scream when that part came on the screen.
It was
so funny.
the funniest thing because she's like, PETA, oh my God, where are you? And then he's nowhere to be found. And then he just grabs her ankle and she looks down and he's a fucking rock. He's a rock.
It's not just a boulder.
It's
a rock.
But the reason we were watching it so late, because as we said, we were doing an all-day marathon, was because before we watched The Hunger Games, me and Taylor needed to catch up on the last 3 episodes of Daisy Jones and the Six.
As you should.
Which I know we all have some thoughts on, so why don't we
Oh my God.
hop on over into that, if we will.
Where to
You
start?
know, Megan, I'm so happy you brought that up. So, I mean, honestly, where do we even start? I think that obviously the most important topics out of episodes 4, 5, and 6 are the Daisy and Billy kiss and the Graham and Karen kiss. 2 kisses that I will
Never
quite
forget.
literally never forget. I'll never get over.
Yeah. And I would like to say, from what we mentioned last episode, I don't think we're getting our hotel scene.
No. Literally any
Unfortunately.
scene that we mentioned last episode is not
Like, we
existent in the
jinxed
show.
ourselves. I mean, I'll say this. Watching Karen throw Graham in the fridge.
No, up against the fridge, not in the fridge.
She said saving you for dinner later. No, watching her throw him around like a rag doll while his girlfriend is outside waiting for him.
She's literally beeping the car horn.
That did
Crazy.
something to me.
It's so crazy how that happened to all of us.
Let's talk about the Billy and Daisy kiss.
When I watched that, I audibly gasped.
We screamed.
We screamed at the same time. Yeah.
It was
I said after we screamed, I said, took my breath away.
Literally,
took
we
my breath away.
screamed.
no,
paused.
and then after she went, did you just kiss me to get me on the mic?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He literally did. We literally watched the kiss, paused it, screamed, rewinded it back, played it, paused it, screamed, rewinded it.
Like
Play it
that
again.
would have 8 in the book.
I
shocked.
know. Well, that was
yeah.
my first thought about the Karen and Graham kiss. I was like, this surfing beach thing
Yeah.
would have went crazy,
Hard.
so hard in the book. But yeah, the kiss was wild because it was like she was like, tell me there isn't anything going on, and I'll go back in there, blah blah blah. They kiss, whatever, and then she comes back with that song.
Oh yeah.
When there's that line in
everyone-
"Regret Me."
Yeah.
And she's like, go ahead and regret me, but I'm not easing up on the mic.
Regret. That's my favorite song right now.
Come on, Daisy Jones. She knows exactly what she's doing.
That's gonna be my next Instagram caption.
Yeah. Go ahead and regret
You
me.
regret me, but I'm beating you to it, dude.
Yeah.
Taylor's in her Daisy Jones era.
Oh,
A
for sure.
1,000%.
Like, I don't remember the last time I was so into a show.
Well, I actually saw someone on TikTok. It was actually a TikTok about Eddie and Camilla, which we'll get into. But someone commented
Yeah.
underneath saying, my prediction for the fashion and vibes of summer 2023 is Daisy Jones core.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Flowy-
like when
flowy
Top
for
Gun came
people.
out, and literally every guy at the bar was wearing a floral shirt and had that mustache. Literally, it's gonna be
The mustache epidemic of summer 2022.
Oh yeah, it's 2023 is gonna be Daisy Jones in the
It's going to be
yeah,
the
it's
summer
gonna
of
be the
love.
Free People collab. For
Yeah.
sure.
Gold hoop earrings, if you will.
And
Yep.
bangle bracelets.
Oh yeah.
Let's get into that Eddie and
Wait, yeah, because
Eddie and Camilla.
in
Yeah.
the trailer, Billy punches someone, and I always thought that it was gonna be Daisy's husband.
Nicolo. So I think that in the book, Camila maybe cheated with Eddie the whole time, but she just lied about where she was. And because we didn't get Camila or Eddie's perspective on it, they didn't say anything about it. We just always assumed that she was cheating on with a high school boyfriend or something.
Yeah, or a stranger. And that's when you said that, it made so much sense in my mind. That's a really smart theory because we had discussed when we read the book that you never really know what's the truth, where's the middle, and what's a lie because they're all unreliable narrators.
Yeah.
So that makes perfect sense, actually.
Yeah. Well, also, I feel like in the book you didn't know that they were high school friends, or they grew up together. In the show, that was like one of the first things. He was like, oh yeah, I grew up with Camilla, like she's one of the one people you don't forget.
Exactly. And that's like key detail is you know, loving someone and being obsessed with them like your whole life, and then finally being in a position where you can actually have them.
Yeah, and like
can't say I wouldn't do the same.
My dream. I like, it's not gonna happen, but it would be so gratifying if she left Billy for Eddie. It's not gonna happen, I know it isn't, but God, because just being able to read Eddie's internal monologue in the book, knowing how much he not despises not despises Billy, but really
Meghan's
resents
ADHD
him.
coming out.
Really resents Billy for all of the control issues he exhibits. Being able to like sleep with his wife.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the biggest fuck you.
I mean, he's getting the last laugh.
It's the biggest. It's literally the biggest middle finger to him, because it's like, I won. Like you can kick me off songs, or you know, write my parts for me, but I slept with your wife.
I have your wife.
Yeah, I have your wife. She's kidnapped.
But also because Billy still wears his wedding ring when they do his like interview parts.
Oh, interesting.
And
glad
then
you picked up
in
on
the
that.
last episode, she was like, when you start loving her, and he's like, I don't love her, and she goes, but when you do, that's when this is over.
That's when this is over.
Listen, that could be a different wedding ring, because Camilla is, like we said in our last episode, she's not credited as Camilla Dunn.
Yeah.
So, not credited, you know what I mean?
Built
her
or
little
whatever.
name
But
thing
also,
on there.
do we know if she ever changed her name when they got married?
I don't know.
Well, also, the issue is in the books when they're telling it, it's just their first name.
Yeah.
You never get into their first and last name.
I mean, I feel like that's a really obvious, like that was a very clear choice they made. So, yeah, I was saying that it might not be like the wedding ring between him and Camilla. It could be wedding ring with Daisy. So,
Also, something I'm really mad at is we don't get the "you want a story." I fucking hate Daisy Jones.
Yeah, I don't.
Instead, it's just about how she needs to have pills to function.
Huh?
Did you not read? He gave her, when he was leaving the hotel, he was like, for Daisy Jones from whatever his name is.
Jonah.
Jonah. And the story is like,
I couldn't read it.
Oh, well, Billy quoted it. It was like, she needs pills to function. She has enough pills to supply a small pharmacy.
It was, she has enough. No, what gets her through the day is enough pills to supply a small pharmacy by lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I will say, I don't think. Would I love him to be married to Daisy Jones and that's how it turns out? Yes, but I don't think so, because in the beginning, they do that thing where everyone's like,
Daisy agreed to do this.
Daisy agreed to do this. Did Billy really say that? Like, did he agree to that? So I don't know what I really want. I know it's not going to happen, and I'm not going to get it. I would love for Karen and Graham to be together. If they're going to rewrite their love story, make them end up together.
Yeah. Make them endgame.
Yeah, I don't think they are either.
I don't think they are. I just want them to be.
I think we're going to get more of an ending, though, from the show than we did from the book, where I think it's going to end and it's going to be like Camilla's email to the daughter.
Spoiler alert.
That wasn't a spoiler.
Yes, it is. That's the end of the book. That's questionably the end of the series.
Well, I wasn't
This is all a spoiler if you think about it.
Well, if you
I wasn't going to tell him.
if you watched thus far,
the full spoiler, but so she opens the email and then she had already started her mom's point of view, and then she goes, let me call up the rest of the band, and then that's how, and then they kind of do like a backtrack, and then Daisy and Billy are gonna write one last song for Camilla.
They owe her a song, yeah.
They do.
But I don't know how that's all gonna pan out though, because in the show it's like, you know, oh, like let Daisy in the band, and then when Daisy's in the band, she ends up like hating her, and you know, like they didn't really hate each other. Like there wasn't a lot of like resentment in the book between the two of them.
That is true.
They were just like very separate. Like they never really interacted except for the ending when in the hotel room. So I feel like I literally just have no, like I I know the story and I know how it should go, but I literally just don't feel like I know anything about what's going to happen because they're changing it. So I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had this theory because as we were watching, I was like, the personal relationships the characters have with each other seem very different. And what I think is happening is that in the show, they want the focus and most of like the love from the fans to be on Daisy. So what I think that they're doing is, and why I think this is why they're rewriting the Karen and Graham scenes, they're trying to make the other female characters a little less likable. That way you can redirect all of your attention towards Daisy. Ooh. Because the Billy and Daisy relationship, like in a book, you can read one page and have that be the focus and read another. But in a show, you're going to have one true, like, OTP that you go hardest for. And I think that they're just trying to redirect the attention back to the core of Billy and Daisy. Because Camilla, if you like her, you're not going to feel so strongly that Billy and Daisy maybe should be together. And then if you're obsessed with Karen and Graham, you're not going to care that much about Billy and Daisy. So that's my personal theory.
Well, I said that to Meghan. I was like, I know I should love Camilla and I should be like, oh, fuck Billy, fuck Daisy. Like, they're cheating on her. But I was like, I really don't like her and I'm really rooting for Billy and Daisy.
I know.
Like, I've never wanted two characters to be together in my entire life.
I can't believe they're not real.
Yeah. And then also to your point, like he cheated on his, like they're all cheaters.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
They're all back to another tweet.
Okay, this one I'll get on board with.
Here's one we can actually probably find.
Mm-hmm.
But it's you retweeted it. It's a photo of Karen, Camilla, and Daisy, and it said when the director said cut, but all they heard was cheat.
Mm-hmm. I also retweeted that.
Yeah.
I mean,
really solid tweet.
Yeah. Okay. So what do we think is going to happen in the next few episodes if we had to guess? I know that we jinxed ourselves last episode.
We see she's in Greece.
Oh my God, you're right. That's where the cliffhanger was. So I feel like they're honestly not going to show much of that if they're not planning on like writing in her husband. I don't know. I'm just making up stuff. What?
Could it be different? Maybe not the one that we knew.
Maybe.
Maybe more
I
likable.
have a prediction.
Okay.
I think Billy or Karen are going to go and get her in Greece, not Simone.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, what if Billy goes to get her in Greece? Because remember when...
The bathtub.
No. Oh, I mean, yes. But when when Daisy walks out... No. When Daisy is having the party at the hotel... And they're all just like, where is she? Where is she? We need to go find her. And Teddy's like, all right, like, I'm going to go get her. And Billy was like, no, I have to be the one to do this. But what I'm thinking, though, is how are they going to know she's in Greece because she didn't tell anyone?
True.
So
unless she tells Karen.
Maybe, I don't know. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, because in the book, she told Simone, like, hey, I'm in Thailand. Like, come meet me.
You're right. And then she left by the time Simone got there.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Or I'm thinking maybe what they could do is she could, like, marry someone, but they don't show him and just have it be like I got married and divorced in, like, 2 days.
Well, I think they're going to be in Greece for a hot sec.
Yeah.
You know what I think?
What?
I think Warren's going to be dating a movie star.
Well, he is.
Dating a movie star.
But that's after they perform at SNL.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think they're still going to do the SNL? Because apparently they're changing a lot of things up from the book.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think how he could meet said movie star if they don't do SNL. But we know he's dating the movie star because it's in the trailer. He goes, I'm dating a movie star.
Warren was dating a movie star.
I'm dating a movie star.
It's literally the best part of the trailer.
So cute.
I love him.
Oh, Warren.
His
Yeah.
smile.
But I think they'll do something like that because he has to date a movie star.
Yeah.
I'm just like so excited for the build up to Chicago Stadium. Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Could be crazy.
Yeah.
So, on that note, anyone else have any concluding thoughts on Daisy Jones?
I'm just excited to see what the next cohort of episodes are going to bring because apparently I can't predict anything correctly.
Yeah. Because 3 more come out and then 1.
Mm-hmm.
The finale.
What kind of cliffhanger do we think they're going to leave it on next week?
Something that's literally going to want to make me peel my skin off.
Because the last episode's definitely just going to be focused on just the Chicago show.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what happened
Or are they
going to
do the Chicago show in episode 9 and then the finale is going to be
like all of the old them. Yeah.
So
and
maybe
like
the cliffhanger.
And the email.
Yeah, maybe the
cliffhanger could be the email.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say the cliffhanger could be Billy at the bar.
Oh.
And then it goes into like Daisy with Camilla in the hotel room.
Yeah.
That's how it starts. Because I feel like the finale is going to be longer than an hour.
I would hope so. By the time we got to, what was it, episode 6?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is only 48 minutes.
Yeah.
Give me a 3-hour finale or give me death.
Literally.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to be, oh my God, what if at the end they go season 2? ?
Like a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Season 2?
Coming soon.
Just saying.
I would love a season 2. I
just
don't
don't
think
know
it'll
how.
ever happen.
No. Yeah.
But
I'm afraid they'd ruin the characters in a season 2.
and it would.
Or what if they did present day, a band inspired by Daisy Jones and the Six?
Or just like in season 1, like finale, it shows Billy and Daisy writing their song to Camilla together, and then they realize they like, you know, fell in love with writing with each other again, and they just like make another album when they're older, and that could be season 2.
You know what I would kill for? To see what their kids are doing.
Ooh.
Do we have another young Billy? Oh no, he only had girls.
Yeah.
Maybe they're dating like someone.
Movie stars.
Movie stars.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I guess we'll see by...
We'll check in next week.
Yeah.
So speaking of this weekend, Megan, you want to give a little update on where you went?
Friday night.
So I'm going to tell you guys what we're going to be doing from here on out every Friday.
I'm
New
listening.
segment?
I'll humor it. I'll humor it. Go on.
So I have recently gone through, have I said this on here yet? That I've gone through a New York City rite of passage, getting a promoter.
I think
Yes.
so.
So this is a New York City essentially rite of passage that I've finally gone through. He works for whatever group, restaurant group. So on Fridays, he gets a table at the restaurant Tao.
Uptown.
He does, I think, also have, I think downtown's Mondays. This promoter messages me twice a week with a bunch of dates throughout the week, and he's like, come here for dinner, please? With 3 E's and like 8 question marks.
Dinner at Tao? ?
9:45 Monday night.
And he goes, say yes. 7 S's, question mark.
Poor guy.
He just needs people to fill
he
this
needs
table.
bodies at a Tao on a Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
So me and our other friend Quinn finally went on Friday to Tao for dinner. And let me tell you guys, it is free. It is completely free. It is all the red or white wine you could drink. And then the first course, sushi. Second course was, I think, like dumplings, egg rolls, things of that nature.
Is it like family style or
Family style.
Ah.
Third course, noodles, rice, chicken, shrimp. You name it, it was in the third course. Fourth course was dessert. You got a giant fortune cookie. There was ice cream. There was sorbet. There was fruit.
Wow.
And it was free.
I'm listening.
We're going. And then
I'm
all you
set.
have to do is go across the street to Lavo for an hour and then leave.
Wow. Catch me there on Monday night.
Monday night
Tomorrow.
when I've hit my absolute rock bottom on a Monday.
Because we were making the joke because he invites you out to go to dinner at 9:45 on a Monday. 9:45 on a Monday? That's bedtime.
Yeah.
I am hitting the snooze button. I am in my bed. I'm in my pajamas. I'm cozy. I'm in the process of falling asleep. I'm not going to Tao at 9:45.
Well, to quote Jamie Lee Curtis, Mama goes to bed early. There's nothing fun happening in my house after 9 p.m.
She wants to see Coldplay at 1.
I would love a matinee.
Matinee Coldplay concert.
She's so real for that.
So real. But I'm listening. You know, thinking about it.
It's free.
How expensive even, let's not even talk about how expensive it would be to get that dinner, but just going out for dinner in general in New York City with a group of people, so expensive. So,
or even at where do you go after Tao?
Lava?
Yeah, you get all your drinks for free too.
do I want to be drinking it up on a Monday? You went on a Friday.
I went on a Friday.
I would do that on a Friday.
Me and Quinn were like, we have to do this every weekend. Just free dinner and go out for an hour. You're in bed by 1:30.
All right.
It's not that bad.
Well, we just need to make sure we plan ahead because
and get a full table of people.
Spots are gonna fill up.
Yeah.
Tao is a hot commodity on a Friday night at 9:45 p.m.
But at Lavo, which was the bar across the street, me and Quinn saw Taylor's soulmate, who was just a man in a backwards hat and had a bit of a beard. So Quinn goes, "That's Taylor's soulmate. That's Taylor's soulmate."
You could have gotten a better photo.
Yeah.
We can insert the photos that Quinn sent in the group chat of attempting to take a photo of this man where he's just back of his head the whole time.
He has a little bit of a beard.
My God.
In the dark, he was your soulmate. It's like how that one man looked like that influencer we're in love with on New Year's Eve.
I have an update about that actually because
The guy from New Year's Eve?
Yes.
What?
So I was at brunch yesterday and I saw a guy who looked like the lookalike of the guy
influencer?
of the influencer, and I completely forgot about it until this moment. But I was looking at him and I was like, who does he remind me of? And then I realized he looks like the lookalike of the guy.
It might have been him.
Another guy who was a lookalike of the guy from New Year's Eve?
We did.
Who was a lookalike of the influencer we're in love with?
Yes, so the first lookalike came in on New Year's Eve, but the second lookalike came when? Where were we? Oh, it was the Bell House. It was the Bell House because he was sitting on the couch, remember?
Yes.
He was sitting on the couch.
And I kept looking at him. I'm like, did I match with him on a dating app? Why does he look so familiar? And I went, no, it's the influencer lookalike.
Yes. So the lookalike that I saw didn't look like the second lookalike, but he looked like the first lookalike from New Year's Eve.
Wow.
Me and Nikki are going to start an Instagram page for this, and it's going to be called People Who Vaguely Resemble Tom Holland.
Well, it's like
because that's
men who look like Adam Sandler but aren't Adam Sandler. Yeah,
that's this Instagram page we're gonna start. So
be on the lookout for that.
Send in people who vaguely look like Tom Holland, who will then vaguely look like this influencer, who will then vaguely look like this man we saw on New Year's Eve,
and the guy that I saw at brunch yesterday.
Didn't get a photo.
I didn't. It was a really awkward angle. He would have saw me.
I think
wouldn't
you're
have
gonna
been
say
good.
you saw him, the guy from New Year's Eve.
Like I said, he was a lookalike. So, yeah. It was funny.
Yeah, and then there was another guy at Lavo who kept going behind random girls and dancing with them. Oh. And this is what he looked like. If you're listening on audio, I urge you to go to video really quick because this is what he kept doing.
Oh. For the audio listener, Meghan is sticking her tongue out and slurping it around in a circle.
That's what he was doing, just dancing on girls. I kind of have a photo of him, but his tongue's not out. You can't really see it. He was old. He was in a blazer and a button-up.
He came straight from work.
He looked 40 years old.
Oh,
well,
God.
that's like...
And he was in Lavo dancing on the girls.
That's like Nikki and I one time went to Soho Grand on a Wednesday night, and it was filled with these businessmen who must have, just come straight from work, who were at least like 40 or 50 years old, and they were just like groping and grabbing and making out with girls who were probably 19 or 20.
It was really, really gross.
If you are over the age of 30 and still going to clubs, grow up.
Grow up.
No
one wants you there.
Get a job or get a second job if you need a hobby on a Friday night.
You probably have a wife.
Get a wife.
Literally get a wife.
I think they left their wives at home.
Yeah. Go home to your wife and children.
Yeah.
Don't be going to the club.
The club.
The club doesn't want you.
What?
We weren't watching anything. I was like, go get a bad mistress.
Oh, what
the
were we?
story you were telling about the people who were in a hotel that you heard arguing. And you kept calling her a bad mistress. He's like, I get enough of this from my wife.
That is such a crazy, crazy thing to say to someone.
Go get a bad mistress if you need a hobby that bad.
Get a good mistress.
Yeah.
Get a good mistress.
Maybe his mistress was being bad that night.
He was giving him the same shit his wife was giving him.
Oh, insane.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's funny. Bad mistress.
Go get a bad mistress.
And not like a bad, like, baddie mistress.
She's
like,
a baddie.
No, like this guy was saying his mistress was bad and like she was behaving badly.
He was just a horrible mistress.
Yeah.
Yo, my mistress
He had
is
his
a
wife back
baddie.
at home. He didn't need another.
Yeah.
Let's do a little time
Rewind?
travel
Oh.
to, rewind about 15 years.
Oh,
How
my
old are we?
Oh.
How old are we?
20. We're turning 24. I am 24, but you all are turning 24.
Maybe, okay, so maybe like 12 years.
Okay.
How crazy is it though that
We could say 12 years ago and we were alive.
we can say 20 years ago when we
Yeah.
were alive?
I am 16. I am 16 years old.
Yeah, when I think of my age, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a senior in high school.
Yes, I'm literally
17.
16. Like, it's crazy.
I stopped aging right before lockdown. I am in my mind 21.
Crazy how I stopped aging at 17.
Yeah.
Y'all younger than, or older than me.
And y'all younger than me.
Y'all are
Not
older
Meghan.
than me. I am 16.
Megan's the baby.
Are you the youngest?
She's 17. I'm 16.
Oh my god. Oldest and youngest.
So cute.
The babies.
You're my baby.
The baby.
But yeah, so where are we starting?
Where were you the first time your Wii Fit called you obese?
I was in my living room.
I never had the Wii Fit.
I never had the Wii Fit either. I had a regular Wii. It was a really big deal when we got it. Got it for Christmas. It was a family gift. And I did play Wii Sports a lot. I was so good, particularly at tennis and bowling.
I had Wii Sport Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that. I would play beach volleyball. And
Of course you played beach
They had
volleyball.
beach
and
volleyball?
I remember I was like, oh, Dad, come play with me. And we were playing the beach volleyball, and he could not, because he's a dinosaur and can't figure out electronics. And he was like, I don't understand. Why am I not good at this? He's like, I play beach volleyball. I play the real thing.
That reminds me, when Guitar Hero came out, my dad immediately bought it because my dad actually is into guitars and he can play, and he used to have like a whole collection before my sisters and I were born. And the second he started playing, he was like, I suck. Why do I suck? This isn't how you play guitar. And I was like, what do you want them to put strings on it? It would be real then.
Yeah.
But were y'all getting into the 100-pin bowling?
Oh, I loved
Because that was
bowling.
my bread and butter. Like, when I could pull the Wii Sports away from my brother because he would, like, kind of hog it, when I could pull him away, I was getting into that 100-pin bowling.
You just pulled that memory
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
like the
that was my favorite.
depths
I
of
did
my
like
brain.
I did like tennis.
Mhm.
Was there a ping pong? Am I making that up? I felt like there
No,
was.
there is.
I felt like there was
I
a
feel like
ping
there
pong
is.
that I played sometime, but I mostly played the 100-pin bowling.
I ate up boxing on Wii Sports.
I
loved
loved
boxing. Punching
Yeah.
that one guy who was impossible to beat.
Yeah.
That
My
was
favorite thing with
thing.
bowling was to put the ball
behind it,
you,
and everyone
so-
goes, whoa.
My
Yes.
favorite
Turn
thing.
around.
And then how about like creating all the Miis, and then
my
they were
favorite.
all just like walking around. Like, I mean, the internet has literally ruined the Wii music, but it was just like do 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 do. Like they were all just
My
Chillin'.
my sisters and I created Miis for every single person.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had
Ever
like
had an
awareness,
encounter with.
Every
like
single person.
our neighbors, people in the neighborhood, people
Yeah.
at school, friends, people we hated. It was crazy.
Sending the people you hate to the me parade.
yes,
Celebrities. We had so many Michael Jackson Miis.
Oh god.
My cousin Paige was the best at making Miis. She would make them. Louis Salami was one. We had a meatball. It was the best. Linguine.
I feel this is like I'm probably gonna end up cutting this out because I feel so guilty. But my brother and I would make like ugly memes, and we would call them like ugly one.
Oh,
ugly
we
two,
did that. That's
ugly
not-
three.
I feel
They're
like
not.
that's
Not bad. You didn't
Yeah.
name them actual names.
Nikki, they're not
I
real.
called them ugly.
They're not real people.
I felt
the
bad
person
about
you give
it.
them like a wart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or like
like-
you like made them like have like a really big space between like,
their eyes and like make the men like super short and it was just,
You make them a
yeah.
meatball.
Well, that's what kids do. You know, kids do stupid things.
It's not like you were naming them after someone you knew.
Yeah.
You were just making them.
Maybe
to
you
I
make
did
did.
some of that too.
Oh.
And then you
like-
send them to the me parade.
Yeah, making people that were bullying me in middle school, and I'm like, you know what? Like, flick them around and hold dangle them in the
God,
air.
I forgot you could do
They go like this
that.
with their eyes.
Mhm.
It's just their bodies moving.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot you could do that. I mean,
Yeah.
if you were a kid getting bullied,
Mm-hmm.
you just that person deserved to have
It
an
deserved to flick
ugly
them around in the
an
Miiverse.
ugly me version of them getting flicked around in the Nikki household.
Mm-hmm. But
Or
yeah.
Just Dance.
Oh yeah.
That
I
was
love
my favorite.
Just Dance.
Rasputin. Rasputin.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say is Rasputin.
I still do that dance if we go to a bar.
It's a specialty of Megan's, actually.
And may I say
My-
again, if I start doing it, put me in an Uber home.
My favorite gym was when we, for 3 months, we would play Just Dance in the wrestling room.
Oh yeah.
And if you got all perfects, you got a blow pop.
Well, Just Dance, the
Square dancing.
the actual Just Dance game had a workout version on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was winded.
Well, that was like a TikTok challenge, or not challenge, but this girl was like, my boyfriend doesn't believe me that the Rasputin dance doesn't make you sweat. And she made him do it. And at the end, he was like, and he was like an athlete. And she's like, see,
Yeah.
don't make fun of me anymore.
The
So-
Just Dance workout feature had my mother in a chokehold.
Yeah, so we never had Just Dance at my house. It was like one of those things where I would get to play when I went to like my cousins or my friends or whatever. Like we would do it at the sleepover and everything, and you would just be like begging, like, please, can I go next? Like, please, like, let me go next. And there's like 10 girls in the basement, and you know, you just
Smells crazy down there.
literally fighting to do Womanizer by Britney Spears one more time. Oh God.
You know
But
that
yeah.
song, When I Grow Up?
Oh yeah.
That was my brother. He was so good at it. And my mom would just sit there and watch, because she was like, oh my God, he's so good at it. And it was his favorite. He'd always play over and over because he would get perfects on every single. I would get so mad at him. I'd be like, I'm not playing anymore, because he would always win.
It's a man's world.
Yeah.
So where were you guys when you got your first Webkinz?
You know what? I'll tell you. I had to beg my mom. My mom would not buy me a Webkin because they were expensive to our household. At least.
$20 for
Well,
a tiny
no,
little
literally.
stuffed
When
toy
you-
was
expensive.
ridiculous.
They were.
were.
No,
so
I'm
expensive.
agreeing. I'm
Yeah.
saying $20 for a stuffed animal is insane.
My mom also just didn't understand like what she was like. You buy it and it's in person, but you like put it in the internet.
Yeah.
I had just gotten out of a physical from my doctors, and I said, please. We were like picking up a prescription at the drugstore, and I was like, it's right here, please. I just went to the doctor. Can I get it? And she was like, fine. It was the duck.
I was just gonna ask. It was the Googles
If
without
that-
the arms,
Ooh.
like the little platypus
Yeah.
thing,
No.
The Google.
I don't.
or was it a pelican? Because there was no duck.
No,
I
it
know.
was a duck. It was a duck. It had
No,
a.
they had a, was it like a white fluffy
Yes,
duck?
it was a white
They had a
fluffy
white
duck.
fluffy duck.
They
'Cause I
did.
had the white fluffy duck.
I had a white fluffy duck, and then like maybe half a year later, she bought me like a penguin or something.
I didn't have the duck.
Well, maybe it was exclusive to Westchester County, New
Could've
York.
been, yeah, could have been. What was your first Webkinz, Megan?
It was a white terrier, I believe. She had a pink bow in her hair.
Oh,
Nice.
I love that
Her
terrier.
name was Cupcake.
Oh yeah.
Because also, do you remember when Webkinz first came out? They were at the most like obsolete stores.
Hallmark.
Like, they weren't available at a Target. You couldn't get them at like a Walmart. They were available at card stores. I remember we had to go to like an Ace Hardware,
Oh yeah.
or no, it was AC Moore. I think we had to go to
Yeah.
AC Moore. That's who sold Webkinz. So I got the pink terrier, and my brother got the red-eyed tree frog.
I had to go to West Virginia to get Webkinz. I had to cross state lines to go to the not even a Barnes and Noble. It was called Books A Million.
Ooh.
They had Webkinz, and then the Hallmark in West Virginia had Webkinz. That was like at the beginning, but later on we had like a couple in my area. But I remember the first one I got was actually a gift from like, I think I was at like a family reunion or something, or like we had a family reunion and someone had brought me one and I didn't know what it was. They hadn't caught on yet. I didn't know what it was. So I just like took the tag off, throw it away. I was like, oh, I just have a little stuffed animal. It was the alley cat. And then like a couple, maybe like a year or two later, I don't know, time was not real back then, but however long it was later, and I realized, I was like, oh my God, I have Webkin. And then when I started getting addicted to them, when I realized I needed to get addicted to them, first one was obviously a Chihuahua. So,
I think that was my second Webkinz, was the Chihuahua.
the Chihuahua, named her Lily. So, yeah.
My first one was the brown horse.
Oh yeah, she was a beauty.
And I got that for, I think, my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a store in my town that sold Webkinz. So me and my brother had quite the collection. But we were never allowed to have doubles.
Was it the Card Smart Card store in the South Bay Shopping Center?
No.
Oh, that's where we went.
It was across from where Kilman's is now.
Just Long Island things.
Long Island lore.
I want to say it was called like All the Little Things or something. And I would go in there and I'd get a Webkinz and a Smensel.
Oh,
Smensels. The root beer Smensels.
Or cookie pens. But me and my brother had quite the collection because we weren't allowed to have doubles. We had to share them.
I had a crazy collection.
It was
I still
insane.
Do. They're somewhere, but
oh, my mom got rid of all of them.
My brother he would play, but he would never like get his own Webkinz. Like he could never own up to, you know, having a Webkinz. But we would play. I think he would like to play the Wishing Well and the Wheel of Wow. I remember that. But
I was obsessed with Webkinz. But like, every day after school.
Yeah, like at the time, like you didn't have your own like computers and devices, so we all were sharing, you know, the family computer and
and
he would want to go on addictinggames.com and I was playing Dogbeard's Bathtub Battle. So
what was it's pink. Oh my god, it's like Girls Go Games.
Girls Go Games, and then it was like Games Go Girls, because there was like two different alternating ones.
Cool math games for when you're at school.
That's
our
crazy.
Senior year. Was it Club Penguin? That isn't a thing anymore. The week that they were like Club Penguin is for no more. We were in English. We all got laptops, and instead of writing like our final thesis paper, we all played Club Penguin, and my teacher was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Oh, I was on Webkinz in high school.
We played Club Penguin, and we'd be like, "All right, everyone go meet here." And my teacher was like, I don't even care, like, you guys are graduating, whatever, like, as long as you hand in your paper. And
were they gonna do not let you graduate because you played Club Penguin?
And we were all playing Club Penguin the like last 2 months of school.
I don't think I've been on Club Penguin. Like I have like a vague memory of playing it, but I was never, which I feel like is kind of off brand for me, but I was just so in deep, like all of my friends too were so in deep with Webkinz. I don't think any of my friends were really playing Club Penguin.
Same.
But so I'm not really like too familiar with it.
I loved Club Penguin.
My thing was like after Webkinz, the natural phase out was then into Club Penguin.
Interesting.
So the obsession with Webkinz then went into Club Penguin.
And were there Club Penguin little penguins to buy in real life?
No.
You had to buy a membership if you wanted to. You could play for free, obviously, but if you wanted the cool stuff, you had to have a paid membership.
The merch.
So me and my brother did have to have a shared account. It was Meg Jack 33, and then we'd have boy and girl clothes. So depending on who was playing, we could dress up the penguin as us.
Two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Because my parents wouldn't pay for 2 memberships for Club Penguin.
Yeah, my mom was like, "No, you get to play for free." I did not have a membership. Did you have the Club Penguin game for DS? It was so fun.
I never had a DS.
Oh my god.
I never had
You
a
never
DS.
picto-chatted?
No,
oh my god,
my parents
DS
couldn't
was my favorite thing.
My parents didn't get us something if the 3 of us couldn't have it. So they were like, none of you get a DS.
That was my favorite thing, was reselling games at GameStop.
Yeah, and that was like what was great is me and my brother literally never had anything in common. So it was never like, well, both of you have to get it. It was like, I'm having my DS and I'm gonna be a menace on Animal Crossing right now, and he had his PS2,
a Game Boy.
PS, Game Boy. But what was it like? I don't know what they're at now.
GameCube?
PS5, but like he had like a PS2. He was like a PlayStation guy. But I was oh my god, I loved my DS. I was playing Cooking Mama.
Oh yeah.
I was playing Animal Crossing.
Cooking
the
Mama.
babysitter one.
Oh my god, and the games where you're like, where it wasn't Nintendogs. I mean, loved Nintendogs, but remember it was like dogs with a Z, or like cats with a Z.
Yes.
Dogs, cats, hamsters, horses. Like I had them all.
Yeah.
I was like
Get a whole farm.
I was like literally in my like veterinarian era.
Oh yeah. I had Barbie Vet.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I
but
miss my
speaking
DS.
of farms, Farmville? Anyone?
I never played.
I never played.
I wasn't allowed to have Facebook until I was in like the 7th grade, so that was past everyone's Farmville eras.
Oh, I was also a menace on
That
Farmville.
was your absolute menace farmer.
Literally, like, messaging people my mom went to high school with, asking for them to send me fertilizer.
Oh my god.
I was so young. I didn't know. I was like, I mean, I think I got a Facebook to play Farmville. So I was like probably 9 or 10.
I wasn't allowed to get a Facebook till I was like 12, but I also like I wasn't allowed to have a phone until I got to high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I had an iPod Touch until high school.
Wow.
I was
So
like
you never had like a pink razor?
well, no, like I had one that I had to share with my younger sister Sophie for emergencies.
Yeah.
And the first one was when my grandmother died. My mom was like, phone for you. And it was like a little, I got my dead grandmother's phone to share with my younger sister. So naturally I didn't call anyone.
You could have really freaked someone
Except,
out.
I will say, I think I called my friends on that phone the day Michael Jackson died.
Oh, God.
To be like, have you heard the news?
Oh, my God. Have you heard the news?
Anytime you tell that story, it's so funny. That you needed to call everyone in your contacts and stuff to know
Were you
Michael
wearing
Jackson
a fedora?
died.
No!
Fedora on. Guys, Michael Jackson has passed. Were you crossing everyone off a list?
No, I was just like
going in alphabetical order.
She's going on her friends list because
was-
I was
she's
making
checking 'em
those.
off.
No, it
Were
was
you,
just like my contacts in my phone, guys.
were you guys making friends lists when you were in like elementary school?
On your
Yeah.
phone?
No, like
just,
in
like,
real,
friends
just like
list.
writing them down.
These are all my friends.
Yeah, and then you would, if
Oh,
someone
yeah.
would be like mean to you, you'd be like, I'm taking you off my friends list.
Enemies list.
I
yeah,
don't
no,
remember that.
literally.
I don't think I did that.
Wait,
Did
for
you
the
have a
bully
sign
kids.
off on your phone?
Oh yeah.
When you text.
Yeah, mine would be Peace Love Zebra.
Remember when people were dating and then that's how you knew who was dating who because their sign off would be like, I love Alex.
I was
love
just gonna
Jules."
say,
Yeah.
like, I would put like random people's names in my sign off just to like stir stuff up, and I would, because at this point you could send out a mass like group text, or not group text, you could send out like a mass text, but everyone wouldn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like now where it's like you would have to create a group chat, but I would literally put something like insane as my sign off and send it to like 30 people and see who responded back. But yeah.
How old were you when you got a phone for the first time?
Well, my first phone was my brother's old phone. He had gotten this like, oh my God, if I could find a picture of this, I'm going to lose it. It was literally, it looked like, it was like an egg shape, and it had like two little antennas, and it had an emergency.
Was it the ladybug phone?
It literally looked like a ladybug.
What you're describing right now sounds like it fell from a spaceship.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
literally.
it sounds like the pear phone from Victorious and
Well, no, it was
iCarly.
about this thick. It had I think you could call 3 people. It had like 5 buttons. It was like you could insert 3 numbers and you just like click it and it would like speed dial. And then it had an emergency button and then like an on and off button. Like that's all it did. And that was my first phone.
I think that's a ladybug. That's like what it's called. It was like, or at least the ones I've seen, it was red. It had ladybug prints on it. It only had like 3 buttons where you could call like your parents. the
yeah,
police,
mine was like a lime
and
green.
you could turn it off.
Yes.
I have the police on
So
speed
that
dial.
was that was my first phone, and then I got my mom's old pink razor, which was the iconery of that was probably
the iconery.
the iconery was probably like 8th, 7th grade. I don't know when the pink razor made her rounds, but it was definitely in middle school because it was at the point where like people were like parents were starting to give their kids phones for like emergencies to take to school, but then the school was like, no, like you aren't allowed to have a phone, but the parents were like, if they can have this phone for emergencies, like they're gonna take it. So it's a big World War III moment.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways,
I got my first phone at 5th grade graduation. That was the thing.
did you get a pink razor?
No, it was like one of those slide-up phones that
Yeah,
had
I
like
had
Oh, the
buttons
chocolate?
that you could call, and then you could slide it up, and it had like a text messages on it.
Was it blue?
No, it had like a lime green outline to it, but overall it was black.
Was it an Envy?
It didn't have a name. It was just from AT&T. I'll have to look up a photo because a lot of people had it. It was like a pretty common phone back then for us.
I got mine for my 6th grade birthday, whatever that is. But also, I was going to high school the next year. My high school started in 7th grade.
Oh.
So that's why my parents were like, okay, we got to get you a phone. Like, you're
So you were probably like 12.
Yeah. And I remember it was blue and it was a slide up and I had a case on it and it was rainbow zebra.
Wait, I totally just lied because I remember
honestly, I love
Snapchat came around when we were in 7th grade and I had an iPhone.
Ooh.
I was using
Snapchat. Sure wasn't your
or maybe
iPod
it was
Touch?
an iPod.
Yeah,
iPod Touch.
I totally lied. There's literally no way I had a pink Razor in middle school.
Because the pink Razor was like elementary school because my mom had a Razor and I was pretty young when she had the Razor.
You're right. So I probably had the pink Razor around the same time you did, but I remember I definitely had an iPhone in 8th grade because I had an Angry Birds phone case.
I got my iPhone in 8th grade.
Same.
Yeah.
And
So
I
I
was
probably
the last one to get it.
So I probably had an iPod Touch and then was using, because I had, remember, the Juke phone? It was the really skinny one that went like, bloop. That was very Gary Giggles coded, that phone was. It really was. So I think
Giggles,
I had that.
Gary Giggles.
Yeah.
When you called him Greg Giggles.
And then I got my
No, I
Angry
thought it was
Birds.
Gary.
No, it's...
No, it
you
is.
you called him
It is
Greg.
Gary. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm lying.
Yeah, but so what is everyone's like first memory of Snapchat? Because that came around in middle school.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And Instagram, honestly, both of them were like 7th, 8th grade year.
I didn't start using Snapchat until high school.
I probably started using it in like 7th, end of 7th, early 8th grade.
I was a menace on Instagram when it first came out. I was
Oh,
posting
God.
a photo once an hour.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would straight up scroll on iFunny for like an hour every day, screenshot everything that I thought was good, and post them throughout the week.
Well,
like,
in my
I
head,
was
I
like,
was like, you have to post once a day.
yes, no, I was posting at least once an hour.
Oh my God, when Instagram first came out, I assumed, I didn't know what it was. I was still playing Club Penguin at that point. So I assumed that me and my brother would have to share this as well. So the Instagram name was MegJack33. It's still active. And the first 2 photos are just 2 selfies of me.
Oh my God. Can we insert them?
Yeah.
Oh my
You know what
God.
I miss is that feature on the old Instagram app where you could see everyone else's activity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I lived for that shit. I had no life. Everyone else did. I was like, whose
following
boyfriend
who?
whose
Yeah.
boyfriend
Literally.
is liking whose pictures, and then
Literally.
you see
The
like
next
a week later they
day,
break up.
The tea.
Yes.
Yeah.
I vividly remember this. I was in computer class and someone stormed in. I forget who it was, and the person's boy, and it was a swivel chair, and she swiveled him around. And she went, "I can't believe you liked and commented on blah blah blah's Instagram. We're done." And this is in like 7th
She
grade.
swiveled him
Oh my
around to
God.
break
Yeah.
up with him.
And the teacher was like, "Are you in this class? Get out!"
Have fun with her, Ryan.
Literally. And then she stormed out, and he was like, "Oh my God, I forgot that was a feature." Like, insane.
But that was similar to how Snapchat, when it first came out, you could see anyone's top 3 best friends.
Yeah.
That also
Oh
caused
my
some drama.
Yeah.
God, I forgot about that Snapchat best friends.
Yeah.
And this was like before stories, before you could
Yeah.
take videos.
Snapchat was so weird before it had like any sort of social media feature. You were quite literally just going on there to send your friend a photo. There was no streaks, there was no nothing. It was
No
just
streaks.
a photo and vibes.
Wow.
Yeah, like that is so crazy to think about. And I also, like, going back to Instagram, remember using all of the filters that were like preloaded, like the vignette.
First Instagram. I'm pulling it up
Yeah,
right now.
I want to
'cause
see it.
need
Get
you all to see it.
Get a live reaction. I was literally just reposting iFunny, We Heart It,
Oh yeah.
like all of that stuff.
Or do you remember R.I.P. Vine? But do you remember your first Vine you posted?
I never posted a Vine.
Let me
Oh
see.
my God.
That's the first photo I'd ever taken on Instagram.
Were you in pain?
Oh
I was
my
feeling
God.
myself, no caption.
You're so
Because I didn't know how the app worked.
You're such a
Oh,
baby.
man.
I think this was me after my
Baby.
chorus concert.
You're such a baby.
Because I'd straightened my hair.
Oh, Megan.
But yeah, there's the account.
That's a baby
Who
slay.
are the followers?
Who? 6 people are still following it. One of them is my mother. One of them is my uncle. One of them is my brother's best friend on an account he doesn't use anymore. One of them is my grandma's friend. One of them is Danny on an account he doesn't use anymore. And then another account that says deleted_bitch. So I'm assuming that was someone I knew.
Deleted bitch.
But they have since deleted their account.
And rebranded to deleted bitch.
But yeah, that's mine.
Oh, God.
We'll insert those photos.
Did you post on Vine?
I think Vine needs to be in our 2013, 2014.
We'll get more into that.
More like high school years because I have a lot to say about Vine.
I posted on Vine once and then got bullied and then I deleted it and never posted again.
You're reliving your truth with this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So
now I think about it, it's kind of funny, but at the time it was not.
I wanted to be Vine famous so bad.
So bad.
Oh, yeah.
So we're almost at the end, but I would actually love to quickly touch on like YouTube. Like, what were your first YouTube videos that you remember, and like what were you going on to like look for?
I would watch the first YouTube videos I started watching were Sims music videos for all of the My Chemical Romance songs.
Oh my God.
It was Sims recreation of all of their music.
Oh my God. I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't even know what I was watching. I was watching like the Duck song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Charlie the Unicorn.
Candy
Charlie Bit My
Mountain.
Finger.
The parodies. I mean, like, so many people have been canceled since, but Shane
the
Dawson.
Key of Awesome videos.
The Key of Awesome.
I
Oh,
loved
yeah.
Bart parody
what
music
was his
video.
name? Bart Baker or something.
A parody music video. I was eating that up.
Oh my God. Yeah. What was Weird Al on YouTube?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm remembering didn't he have a parody to Friday that was really, really popular?
Yeah.
Like, remember he was like, my hand is a dolphin. Or was that the Key of Awesomeness?
Dolphin. I don't know what that is, but
I'm
I
trying
have a vivid memory of
My hand
Yeah.
is a dolphin. I'm trying to remember, but
But I think it was a voiceover to Friday.
yeah,
The
it
kid's
was.
mouth wasn't moving. It was still the kid from the video, and he was like,
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
like voiceover, like dubbing. Oh, it was like something dubs. So, anyways,
Any YouTube video that it was always shown to me. Like my older cousins were like, oh my God, you have to watch this video. Like,
yes.
or we would all be at like a family function and they're like, we're older, we get to control the computer. This is what we're watching.
That's how it was with my brother.
Yeah, so that's how I found like the kid who sings My Lahi,
My lahu, my laha, my aha.
yeah.
that one. It was all those videos I was shown from my older cousins.
My first YouTube video that I remember was actually my babysitter at the time. She had shown me like this compilation of like her friends doing skate tricks.
Oh.
And it had like
It was a local.
It really was. And
She was supporting.
I
She was
thought
getting them views.
Yeah, I thought it was crazy because I was like, oh my God, like she knows someone who's uploading to YouTube. I didn't even know what it was, but I was like, they're uploading to YouTube.
Aww.
And I remember like the video had a song that was playing over it, and I was really young. And the song was like swearing a lot, and she would like mute it she knew like the exact moments that there was like a swear word. So I just remember watching this video, and it was like mute, unmute, mute, unmute. Like it was really funny. But that was like, I think the first YouTube video I had ever watched was some random guys skateboarding.
And then you had the really viral ones like Where's the Chapstick?
Shoes.
Shoes.
I got in trouble for watching Shoes
I also
because it
got in
did
trouble.
say the F word in it.
Yeah.
Which I was probably about 8 at the time.
Yeah.
And my mom was not a fan of that.
Did you guys watch the muffins video?
Yes. What would you like for breakfast today, Dawny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
video.
Yes. We're going to watch that after
Yeah.
this.
I don't remember.
It's like
it.
the stupidest.
I feel like, Taylor, you would have had to have seen that.
You
The
never-
Everyone saw the muffins video.
Or what about the baby? You're my
Oh, you're my honey sugar plum, chummy yummy yumpkins. You're my sweetie pie.
I only saw that on Vine when it got remixed.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was watching that on
the
YouTube.
I didn't see the video
That
on
was
YouTube.
literally my ringtone at some point, or like not even a ringtone, a sound. Remember when you had like the old phones and you could add like a sound?
Oh yeah.
And you know, I'm just now God, this episode is all over the place. Remember, it's peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly. That was another
Do you know the meme where Celine Dion goes, I love peanut butter jelly? She goes, I love peanut butter so bad. And then she starts singing it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of
Speaking of peanut butter,
that was
Taylor wants to bring it over here.
Absolutely incredible transition. So, I had an idea this past week where, what if you used a Pop-Tart as like bread, if you will, in a sandwich? So for the audio listener, what we have here is a Pop-Tart that has been broken in half.
What flavor?
Strawberry Pop-Tart that I've broken in half and made small little sandwiches by putting peanut butter in the center of them. Now, I will take the one that I already took a bite out of because I physically couldn't wait. I was so excited for this.
We're just going for it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I thought we were gonna
Cheers. Okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
Preface this by saying I don't love peanut butter and jelly.
Neither do I.
That's not half bad.
It's really good.
Because it just kind of tastes like peanut butter.
Yeah.
That's kind of a sleigh.
But, like, the Pop-Tarts are so sweet, so it's, like, a nice balance with the, like, salty peanut butter.
I don't hate that.
I don't think I would make it for myself, but if you made, like, if we were just sitting, we were just sitting on the couch, getting real lazy, and you came over with a plate of that, I'd be like, yeah.
This is depression meal check.
This is depression check for sure.
Have we turned into an ASMR mukbang?
Don't chew into the mic. People don't like it. But yeah, I'd say if you're at home watching or listening,
Definitely give it a try.
give the peanut butter Pop-Tart sandwich a try.
I hate peanut butter and jelly, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Would I make it for myself? No. But if you made it for me as a snack, I'd eat it.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you.
You're welcome. Now, what I'm wondering is, what if you did it with, like, the s'mores Pop-Tart?
And Nutella?
Yeah.
Yeah, or, I mean, even peanut butter.
Your
like
Italian.
a peanut butter s'mores.
Your Italian came out.
Oh, yeah.
Or, like, what could you do with, like, the brown sugar?
Icing. Sugar Pop-Tarts. Icing?
Yeah, like a cinnamon roll.
Oh, like a cream cheese frosting? Uh-oh.
Get her out of the kitchen. Throw her out.
Uh-oh.
But if anyone has any weird food combinations we could try on the pod, comment down below or send them to our email. alwayssaidthatpodstories@gmail.com, as always.
We're in our Pop-Tarts era.
Yeah,
I
Pop-Tarts.
love a good Pop-Tart.
If you're out there and you want to sponsor us and send us, we'll do some promo.
So yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. All our information will be linked down below. Make sure to go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff. Make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube and rate the podcast 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We would really appreciate it. And we love you all and hope you're having a great week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.